good evening. Those of you who are going to be watching this after it's been uploaded. Okay. We're spending some time together this evening and we'll see what the turnout is, how many of you show up to get some channeled healing activations, some free channeled healing activations, demonstrations done. Okay. But we are focusing on healing. What is a channeled healing activation? Well, I haven't seen it done by anyone else before. I've seen something similar with one of what was that podcast? Guests, anyway. Can't even remember the name. But it is a process where I connect to your energy. Your symptoms are communicating with you a root, a chord, but it's a root really, that connects you, that particular area of your life, that energy center, that chakra, your body, to a particular timeline. So imagine that your life story to date is a book. So far, you have gone through most of the book. And then there is a pre-sequel to that book that might be a past life or two. Okay. And so now you're experiencing symptoms, and the symptom of that condition or that ailment is actually summoning you to an initiation. It's guiding you to your purpose in some cases, to setting yourself free from a blockage or bondage in some cases. Hi, Tony. Welcome in. And so the root between you, that particular energy center, and that timeline is energy, information is being channeled back and forth that is causing that symptom, which is your pain, your ailment, your disease. And that is information about you still being tied to a particular event, experience, trauma in a particular timeline. So what my guides do is they will take me on a journey through that route to that particular timeline, that area in your life. And sometimes I will meet guides or deities that you are connected to that will step forward. Sometimes they will show me an event that happened. I will then share with you what I see. They will also share with me the energy, the dominant energy that is being fed to you via that root system. So we have many root systems. If you were to imagine that we were a tree, many root systems that go to different timelines, different periods within our journey, different pages or chapters within our books. Hello, I'm from Brazil. Nicole, welcome. Nice to meet you. Kado. Yes, it is. I am South African, yes. And not all of that will send information to you of a dis-ease, because not all of it is. Not all the pages in your book are going to be extremely triggering, or are going to hold information where you might still be stuck in a particular timeline. And now you develop this disease, this condition, this ailment, this symptom, because your body is communicating with you where you are ready to set yourself free. And so I share that information with you, and then they give me permission to clear some of it. So that's what a channeled healing activation is, because then that is whatever that information was, because what you're experiencing it as, what you experienced it as, and what you are experiencing it as a symptom is the inverted version of it. It's actually probably medicine, something quite powerful in your on your timeline, that it could be a key to something that is to a door that's meant to open for you in the future, but you don't have access to the key. Do you understand? So yeah, it's different for each person depending on what you are facing. Chantal Fenter. I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked that a woman, you should be an adult because I made sure that this is only for adults. I'm shocked that you can be so emotionally immature. I'm actually shocked. It's funny. Thank you, Chantal, for the laugh. I'm laughing on the inside. I'm shocked because in this day and age, with everything happening in this world, how can you be so dull, so numb? I'm shocked. Anyway, let me move on. Love your hair. Chantal Venter, you're probably Afrikaans. You're also you're embarrassing our Afrikaners. They already embarrassed us but many of them embarrassed us by saying they're being genocided in South Africa. Now you're coming here and you're just proving that you guys are not very intelligent. And it's not all, but don't embarrass our Afrikaans people like that. Don't embarrass yourselves online. You guys must be so lonely. Anyway, let me move on. Hi, love your hair. Thank you, my darling. Thank you so much. That's really, really sweet. Today I had read a book about a knight who had a sword to protect the princess but didn't have a crown to have her. That's interesting. What were your thoughts about that? How did that make you feel? Isn't it funny that not so long ago those silly types of rules were normal? Like human beings based their lives on such foolishness. Wow, YouTube's really become a strange place. It's like all the weirdos are here. Lots of them, not all of you guys. Lots of their champion says it. Yeah, be careful, Queen. Lots of creeper jeepers on the internet. Yeah, but it's like extra here on YouTube. It's become YouTube has become like a dark cesspool. You know, when I look at the various realms that we have various within Earth. Within this matrix, we have many radio stations. So you think we're all sharing the same planet, but we're not. We're all on a different, most of us are on different frequencies. That's why some of us will never even interact. Some of us will bump into one another for a bit, but never see one another again. It's all different radio stations, but then we have different realms, right? And just outside Earth's atmosphere, we've got what we call the eighth sphere. I call it the shadow realm. That's where most people have access. It's all the rubbish that we come up with. It is all the lower vibrational manifestation of our fears, our ignorance, the monsters we create with our actions and in our thinking. And that's what most people bump into when the veil accidentally thins. But it's all it's not real, and it's all the debris, it's all the messy stuff. It's not what we create when we're at our best. And I feel like there's a lot of that kind of energy on YouTube. So I'm going to set an intention to really clear that out, and to welcome in all the real people here. This message held for review. Okay. Too many creepy people are here. Yeah, loads of them. I'm here. Where you from? South Africa. It was quite good that I had made up a poem. Oh, that's nice, Deep Light. Wow. So it inspired you. That's good. It's a good time to be inspired. Andrea, hi, honey. Thank you. Hi. You blame TikTok? Really? I don't. Maybe I suppose my expectations of TikTok were just that they are going to be those kinds of people. So I, you ignore. But I found with TikTok, now that I've been on there for a little bit, that my algorithm sorted quite a bit of that out. Yeah, and there you'll have I don't know, adults acting like high school bullies. And it used to, I used to think, I bet you these are the types of people that if you were to meet them in public, they would be cowards. They wouldn't even be able to say two words because they know it wouldn't be tolerated. So they come onto the internet. They're immature, they're unevolved, poorly evolved, wounded inner children that come and project on the internet. And it's sad because you actually create karma and you don't know that. You think this is a stranger, right? Because it's not someone you've met, you're seeing them online and you think it's harmless, but you're creating a lot of unwanted karma. And we see it everywhere, how that shows up later. When the universe brings you an opportunity, everybody already knows you're a scum because you don't do it on one person's post, you do it on many. I came across a guy's post on TikTok where he called a woman out because she said he's ugly or something, and she's grown. And I laughed and I said, this very same woman was in my comments not so long ago being mean. And I'm laughing. I'm having such a good laugh now because it's actually hilarious. Yeah. I think a lot of people are empty, and instead of doing our work, we come to the internet to try, and it's like human beings have done for centuries with alcohol and drugs and sex, is you try and numb it. So you come and you project all of, but you've got nothing of value to offer. So they come and they project all their misery, and they're hoping to make other people miserable as well. And it's actually quite sad, because why not just deal with yourself? Oh, Chris, it's more the timestamp and the rubbish troll. I think you're right, Chris. I think the call to healing, not everybody's ready for it. And yeah, I get what you're saying. You're right. I agree with that. I think you're right. But truth is one, and everyone has one goal, is to be there, to be with truthfulness, a child born with that's true. But when we're stuck in our ego, when we're evaluating truth, when we're evaluating truth and lies, because obviously truth is considered the good and the opposite of that is supposed to be a lie, and we do it from the ego, we inevitably going to make a mistake, because there's no such thing as an absolute truth. Life is not, the universe is not black and white. You can argue, because you've only ever seen green trees, to say all trees are green. But I might have traveled to a part of the world where I came across a tree where the leaves were red or blue. So I can say, no, that's not true. And you will think I am telling a lie because you didn't see blue trees, but I did. So there are things that this world, this universe is so incredible. I could have an experience with men that are incredible, and you could have had terrible experiences all your life. And we can spend hours arguing about the fact that no, men are not terrible. But that doesn't mean that my truth trumps yours or your truth trumps mine, right? Truth is, I think, relative, and you've got to take the context into account. And you've got to respect people's story, because that's their version of the truth. But when your truth infringes on my rights, when you're wanting to infringe on my rights, or on when you are using your truth to be unkind, it's not serving you or anyone else. So I think those are things to consider. You have a beautiful perception of life. Thank you so much. Thank you, my dear. That's very nice. I'm in South Africa, my dear. I live in South Africa. I am South African. What's that on your lip? Oh, it's a mole. I have a lot of moles. It's a mole. This is a mole. I've got a real witchy mole on my nose. It's even got a bump. Got moles, lots and lots of moles. So that's what that is. It's a mole. It's not a booger. Thank you. You want to see my tattoo? Karma isn't a future. It's there at that moment, at present. Interesting. Yeah, it can be, definitely. It can be, but did you know that the reality you're living right now, you already created this at 6 months to a year ago? It's like it's like a wave hitting the shore. The fact that you're having the 3D experience means it's old news. So energy can linger. Energy can linger for years. All right. All right. Okay. Where are you, dear? I am in South Africa. Let me know where you guys are from. Hi, beautiful. Hi, Lilith Phoenix. How are you doing, my darling? It's nice to see you too. Your moles are pretty, thank you. Yeah, I got a lot of them. Yep, she's a good looking girl. Oh, thank you. Okay. So I've had some weirdos, but I've got more nice people here than not. So thank you so much, guys. Not absolute truth. Seeing the center, it makes a difference. Like if you're doing something with the center of ego, you have to know about it, that it's the center of ego. That is called reflection. Okay. It's been a minute. I'm good, my love. That's true. I'm good too. So I am here to offer those of you who are interested in a channeled healing activation, a demonstration to clear some of that energy for you. At the beginning of the live, I explained a little bit about what it is because I haven't seen many people do it. I only saw one person on a podcast that spoke about the capacity to, and that's how she works. But it's not very common. So I'm a universal channel, which means I've got access to the various realms and dimensions. Most people channel a specific energy. There's nothing in the universe that has a spirit that I cannot communicate with. So how I am guided is when you have a symptom, there is a root system that travels between you and a timeline in your story, past, current life, perhaps childhood or a specific relationship, or anyway, it's a page in your book that they take me to. They'll show me what that symptom is related to, the energy that is connected to it, the frequency, and then if it's hindering you, we clear it up. Often it is associated with you going back and reclaiming aspects of your soul, because every experience holds purpose. It's not an easy thing to acknowledge when you've experienced extreme trauma, and I understand this because I did. I've come a very, very long way to be able to, for my trauma to be an old book. And I can tell the stories, but I'm no longer emotionally affected by it. I am free within that, within those chapters within my story. So I don't really live there anymore. When I talk about it, I'm not transported back to that age or anything. But the point is, I understand the hold that trauma can have on us. Sometimes a traumatic experience for you can seem like it's not a big deal to another person. It's relative. It's not always about the severity or the extremity of what's happened. It's how you experience it. It's your perception of it that has had an impact on the concept of yourself and the concept of that particular subject that you've now formed. And a belief is just the thought we keep thinking. And so these beliefs can have a great impact on our lives moving forward. When your body starts communicating with you a disease, a symptom, it's summoning you. It means there's a calling, a purpose, a gift, a medicine that you've not yet unlocked. Because many a times we think that we've left poison behind there, but it's really a powerful medicine if you understand how to use it and its dosage. So it's sort of a reclaiming. But the process with me here is that we journey through that. I tell you what I see, we clear up some of it, and it's a starting point for you. You are a lady, you cannot be live streaming. What does that mean? Donovan, what do you mean? Are women not supposed to live stream? According to you, Donovan, or is that a rule on YouTube? I don't think so. Greetings from Holland. Best regards. Thank you, Chris. Nice to meet you. How are you, dear? Greetings from India. I'm good, thank you, Dan. Greetings to Indonesia. From South Africa, Buddhism is read about Buddha. It gives you many answers. Just read about Buddha. It gives you. I don't need to, my dear. I've already done numerous spiritual studies and research. But I work with a good number of guides that guide me exactly where I need to go according to my service at a particular period of time. Where are you from? South Africa. Can we do a collective soul fragment retrievement and activation? I'm just checking with my guides. I can do it. I'm just checking with my guides if it is. So, very nice idea, Lilith, but I can't. I'm getting a no because I'd need I'd need permission from everyone, and yeah, that's not going to serve. That's not going to serve, my darling. Do I believe that dreams have meaning? Sometimes they do. It depends. Some of us are. All right. So this is how Spirit is saying I must explain this. Our dreams can be considered another tool. How we remember them. What is vivid and what is not. We're deliberate about that because we use the information as tools, the symbolism and that. So it depends on the dreamer. If you specifically are using your dreams as a tool, as a gifted dreamer, then you would know the difference between your dreams that are for premonition, your dreams that are for interpretation, for perhaps psychic healing, and your dreams that are just your psyche playing out or rationalizing and making sense of things. So for most of the time, people's dreams, your inner being is communicating something with you about where you are in your process. It's often not as literal as people think. But yes, I do believe dreams have meaning and they're very significant. They're a significant part of your journey and your process. Tracky, dreams don't have meanings. No, I have to disagree with that. It's okay that that's how you see it, but I've got way too much experience with it I have to disagree with that. I mean, even look at Carl Jung. There's so much within Carl Jung's work that what I can do, Lilith, is I can maybe just do a channeled support, a channeled support to elevate frequency. I can do that. But to do soul retrievals for a collective of people, no, they need to ask for that specifically. And I need to work one-on-one. So what I was saying is Carl Jung's his work is based on that, how the psyche communicates with us, where we are, makes sense of certain things. So much within our dream state reveals so much about us. Why do you think we dream then? If dreams don't have any meaning, if trees don't have any meaning, if like everything in the universe has purpose. So why do you think we dream if you think dreams don't have meaning? Do you know that even when we are daydreaming, when we're not asleep, we're creating reality? Did you know that? Have you ever thought about someone and then suddenly they call you? Have you ever thought about, oh, that would be nice, and then someone calls you and says, hey, let's do this together, and you're like, I was just thinking that would be nice. Do you know how much we create, how much power we have just with our imagination, with the visuals that we create? How many times have you feared that your partner would cheat on you and then they do? And it seems like they were always going to cheat. Were they? We create a lot of our reality just with our dreams, whether we're awake or asleep. In the dream state, most often than not, your dreams are just letting you know what you have active vibrationally, so that you can decide if you're happy with that or if you want to make a change. Okay. Do you know that my son said to me one time, you can't dream about anything you haven't seen. Do you know how many strangers I have met in my dream state throughout my life? I travel. I actually go and I work with people and I help them heal. I've even had people contact me via someone else who I'd never spoken to and said, thank her, because she came to me, she showed me exactly where that thing was, and she saved my life. So here's a story. This is a real life story. A friend of mine had a domestic employee working for her in her home. I would see her passing by, hello, that's it. We never had a conversation. She was having trouble in her village because people were blaming her for witchcraft or something like that, blaming her for things that were going wrong, and they all decided she should be kicked out of the village. And she was very, very upset because none of this was true. I didn't know about any of this. Anyway, she had a dream in which I came to visit her, and I told her exactly where something had been buried. And that would be the evidence she needs. And she went exactly where she was shown in her dream, and she dug it up. She didn't dig it up. She took the chief of the village. She took the chief, and they dug it up in front of witnesses. And her name was cleared immediately. And the truth of what had been going on was revealed. And then she told my friend, who was her employee, to thank me. So what do you think that was? She didn't know about that before. She had no idea about that. Could you cover yourself up, please? Could you leave the live? Paul, Pados, you sound like you are very uncomfortable. Leave the live. You also sound like a red flag, like a predator, someone that sexualizes everything. Leave the live. The world is not going to change and revolve around you and your outdated mindset, your perversions. The world is not going to change to revolve around what is comfortable for you. Those days are gone. All right? You need to get yourself together as a grown-up. Oh, thank you, Lilith. Thank you, my darling. It's very kind of you. So if I dream about a human-animal hybrid, a dream I've had before, what's the meaning of that? Well, it's different for each person. If I were to do a dream analysis, I would actually channel your guides. I would channel your inner being. What is this about? Is it something are you remembering a past life? Or is it something that you see that is present on our planet right now that you are aware of, but maybe you're too afraid to see it? Was this you in a past life? Perhaps you're a human-animal hybrid. It's different. It depends on the person. It's not like, so I know there are books where you can buy books and it'll tell you, if you see this, it means this. If you see that, it means that. That's not a belief I have. It's unique to the individual. So if I dream about snakes and you dream about snakes, it's not going to mean the same thing because the symbol for me is different. If I dream about animal hybrids and you do, it's not going to mean this, have the same meaning because the symbol for me is different. You see? Lilith, am I able to do that right now? I'm going to have to figure out how to do that, my darling. I don't know how. I think I'm going to have to do some research. I'm going to have to get a YouTube channel after this, and then I will make that attempt. Thank you, Lilith, for offering. Why do we daydream? Is it to build a heroic version of ourselves when we feel rejected in the real world? No. Our daydreams is a physical manifestation of what we have active vibrationally. We're not just making it up. So have you noticed you catch yourself daydreaming? It's not like you force yourself to daydream. So the brain is the processor. Think of a computer system. We have the computer, we have our data saved on it, we have different programs running, but it needs to be, the information has to be processed by a processor. Your brain is that processor. So through your life experience, and this goes for all of us, every time we experience life, our preferences are amplified, clarified to the universe. And every time you clarify a preference, which is what you prefer, what you like, and what you don't like, the universe picks up on that. This matrix is voice activated, and it's activated by our frequency as well. So it picks up on what we prefer, and then it immediately creates that. Spirit is giving me an even better analogy. So imagine you playing a game, that this life is a game, and you're wearing virtual goggles, right? Or like in Avatar, where we go into a pod, we go to sleep in the pod, but we wake up in this different reality. You are in this different reality right now. It's like you've got virtual goggles on and you're in a reality that is different to the one that you're asleep in. But you're experiencing, you have access to experience so many different things. And when you decide you want to run and you find that you're struggling with that, you want to go faster, immediately the game picks up on that instruction and creates the ability to go faster. Whether that's in the form of a different types of shoes or a different ability that you could select. If you mastered a level in the game, it creates it for you immediately. And that's what this life is like. Most of us don't even know this. Every time, the universe loves you so much, Source, God loves us so much, that we have this reality where we get to experience ourselves in any way that we choose. And every time I have an experience, the first time you have a kiss and you realize, okay, I didn't like that. And maybe it's because I was more focused on the kiss than actually the person, and I didn't like the person. I wasn't paying attention to their dental hygiene, whatever. Now you learn, but also the universe gets, maybe he doesn't like girls. Maybe he likes boys. Do you understand? So immediately in your energy bank, in your vortex, it's created. So that, let's call that the 5D. That's the spiritual realm. Everything that you prefer, the universe starts to fill it with stuff that you might like. The more experience you have, that lets the universe know that you would love to be able to grow old with someone and spend a lot of time sitting at the beach on the sand watching the ocean. You find yourself then daydreaming about that, because the reality that's been created for you, the partner, the person, or the house, is now calling to you like a magnet. So what starts to happen is your 5D reality is letting you know there's all this stuff waiting for you, and you are going to love it, and it will excite you. But you're so busy focusing on what's happening on this level of your game that you think this is the only reality there is. And now that energetically it's starting to call to you, and that's when you start to daydream, because your processor is now processing what is calling to you energetically, what already exists in your matrix, and is starting to give you the vision. If you can envision it, it's yours. You see, so that's what our daydreams are about. You are technology. Every bit of you is incredible. Every bit of you is this ancient technology, and your capacity, you're doing things here that you don't even realize you're doing, because we've just gotten so used to it that we think, well, maybe it means nothing. Maybe it's just something that's happening. Are you a psychologist? I'm a psychic medium, channel, and a spiritual life coach. I am not a psychologist, no. I work with the mind, the body, and the soul. And I work with you not only in this dimension, in every other dimension where you exist. So no, I am not a Western medicine practitioner. I don't practice anything that man has made up. It's very spiritual. I have a lot of psychologists that are my clients, though. I have therapists and psychologists that work with me. But no, I am not a psychologist. I did want to do psychology at one point. I also wanted to be a surgeon, but this is my calling. So the universe always knew. You doubt I can predict the future. Then I can't for you. Yeah. Whatever you believe is real in your world, whatever you believe is real for you. And if you doubt it, then yeah, there must be a reason. It must serve you to doubt it. So you go with that. Thank you for guiding. You're welcome. All right. So I suppose that there is no one here that has a symptom, an ailment that they would like to get energy healing for. It seems like you guys are just interested in having some questions answered. So don't flip it back towards me. Oh, Trinity, you are having a first person experience. Like you are the first person in the story. Sorry, darling, this is my life. I'm the first person here. You are having a first person experience. I don't even know you. You are a stranger to me. You don't matter to me, Trinity. So why must I assert a lot of energy to flip anything back towards you? If you don't understand what I'm saying, my darling, basically I'm saying is I don't care what you think. I know that must be hard for you because I'm sure that you have a lot of people that care what you think. But I am saying this with kindness and love. I don't. Whatever you believe about me or anyone in the world, it only really affects you. It's not my business. Okay. I am Emil from the USA. I'm 27, psychiatrist, doctor. I'm following you for the last few days. And I have a huge crush on you. Will you be my girlfriend? Are you into girls? If you want, I will share. Oh, I wish I was into girls, my darling. I really wish I was into girls. And that is a really nice compliment. Thank you so much for your lovely message and taking the time to type that out. I'm not interested in a relationship at all, my dear. And I've never ever felt that way about girls. So I won't be able to offer you what I'm sure you deserve, but I know that you're so polite, you're so sweet, Emily, and I'm sure that there's someone incredible out there for you. You thought I was into women? Okay. I am into women, just not that way. I think women are awesome. I wish I was into women. I think I'd be very happy with a woman. There's a lot of things you don't have to think about with women, you know. It's hard dating men. I'm not interested anymore. And I know there are a lot of great men, but not enough. I think it's a small percentage. And if the great ones are still reeling under the damage that patriarchy has done and misogyny has done, because misogyny is under that umbrella. So, yeah, I don't know why I am built the way I am, because I know there are a lot of people, there are a lot of men that are bisexual and gay, and they don't want to acknowledge it just because they think it's a macho thing. There are a lot of people who are into their gender, the same sex, but not that that was directed at anyone other than Emily, but yeah. Emily, describe something about yourself that will make us terrified. Why don't I want a relationship? Elif, some of my blood analysis have come back. With highlighted markers of influence. Okay. Okay, my darling. So Lilith in me, this is going to make absolute sense to you. It's nothing to be worried about, my darling. You know, you're connected to Mother Earth. And at the moment, Mother Earth, the ley lines on our planet and the energy surrounding that is going through changes. Massive, massive changes to be able to hold our new reality, to be able to hold us as a new. It's as if we, humanity, have evolved at an unexpected rate, right in real time on the planet. Mother Earth holds us. We are a part of her. We're connected to her. And so when she's experiencing something, there are many of us who go through that in our bodies as well. The inflammation that you are experiencing is a little bit of overwhelm in your system, and it's manifesting as the fear of not catching up quickly enough. So the fear of not being enough, not catching up enough, maybe falling behind. How this presents on the surface is a little bit of anger, but not an unhealthy amount of anger. I would focus more on I don't think I am doing well enough. I don't think I am doing enough. I think I might be falling behind. You feel like you're constantly having to catch up. So it's nothing to be worried about. It is the sense that, you know, that feeling of I'm constantly trying to catch up can be so frustrating, and it can also be exhausting. So spend as much time as you can by water, bodies of water. And I don't know if you enjoy having soaks, but I would do some goddess baths, you know. Also, they're saying to me, you do quite a bit of your practice around protecting yourself. You want to move from practices that activate a need for protection to a type of worship, in a sense, you know, like just abundance and delicacies and treats, and to treating yourself, you know, to all the nice things. Because remember, when you tune into, it's unnatural when you've moved up the vibrational scale and you are no longer wanting to entertain or be in a place where you need to protect yourself from anyone. You're still feeling the need to protect a lot of other people. And you're still very aware of the fact that there are people that in the world that can be quite harmful. So it's something you're aware of, but it's creating some resistance. You get what I'm saying? So they're showing me beautiful goddess baths with nice petals, rose petals, and rosemary, and some maybe oatmeal, and I'm seeing a nice milky bath. Right. It's very important right now, Lilith, that you do yourself a favor and we stop trying to fix everything and you just allow yourself to enjoy. Create spaces for more treats. You're welcome, my darling. Create spaces for more luxury, more treats. So just always think, well, what would a goddess be doing right now? She's not going to go around trying to protect herself from the peasant on the street that's jealous, right? Those people are irrelevant. And the more they're irrelevant, the more they don't come into your kingdom. And it's not like the system where some people get to sit in a castle on a kingdom and others have to be peasants. No, it's a choice. They choose to be low vibrational, constantly blaming everybody for everything, projecting their hatred, their fear, their anger. They choose to be a victim all the time. They choose to add nothing but take everything. That is their choice. We as human beings, we have free will. We get to decide with every comment we make. Every time you meet someone, and I'm going to say this to those of you who have ears to hear. Every time you meet someone, whether it's in a social setting where you actually know the people or online, it's an encounter. And whether you put poison on the table, pour your bile onto the table, or your hate and your lack of kindness, that's a sacred contract you are creating there. And you don't know that person's guides. You don't know that person's calling. You don't know that person's heart. You don't know who they are. So you're basically taking on people's stuff blind. You don't know what you're capable of. You don't know what they're capable of. But nevertheless, you get to decide, do I pour in light or do I take away? And when you come into my life and you decide you're going to insult me, you're going to be unkind, it doesn't bother me. But I must let people know you're basically taking all of my problems. You're taking my bad karma. You're taking the negativity. I don't want that for you. I can handle my stuff. But that's the choice you're making. And you do that with each and every person. So when even those of you who like to stalk people on social media and you don't like them because they're your ex's new person or they're this or that, or they're your ex and you just don't like that, you didn't have that, and you keep stalking and you don't want to, every time you look at their pictures, check your heart, because if your heart is bitter and resentful, you're basically in that moment you're absorbing all of their problems. The idea that the evil eye is people who are jealous of you make your life difficult. No, it's a misconception. You're basically taking, and when you gossip, you do the same thing. This is why people who gossip and people who are never happy for other people, their lives just get harder and harder. They attract more and more drama. They attract more and more people who don't treat them well. Everything you do here is energy. It's an energy transference. And ignorance is not an excuse. Just like the tax man's going to say to you, but you should have known. The universe is saying, Well, it's up to you whether you know or not. You've got access to information everywhere now. You're choosing to be ignorant. You're choosing to not know, and that is a choice. And your reality is going to reflect your choices. Keegan, I'm glad. I'm glad. The universe knows exactly what it is that we need to hear. So those of you who worry about other people and their negativity, or them not liking you or blaming you for things, you don't have anything to worry about, because at the end of the day, how I see the world really only affects me. How I see the world affects me. If I don't see beauty in you, it means there's something ugly in me. If anybody that describes the world to you is telling you who they are. Anyone that talks to you about women as a general subject, they're telling you who they are. Anyone that talks to you about men as a general subject, they're telling you, listen to them. They are telling you who they are. Sorry, not who you are, who they are. Oh, but you do. Oh, but you do. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? There's no hierarchies here as human beings. We make up hierarchies. I know more than you. I'm superior to you. No. To source, to God, we are all equal. We have the same abilities. This reality is based on physics. Trinity, it's like you saying, no, physics doesn't affect me, it only affects you. Are you serious? Just because you haven't fallen off a chair doesn't mean physics is not available to you. It's physics. What I'm talking about is physics. You don't have to go far. Quantum physics has proven all of this. It used to be woohoo and spiritual and crazy, and people like me, many of us were burnt at the stake, stoned, or put in institutions because they thought we were crazy because we knew things they didn't know. Now physics has proven it. So you can tell yourself, I don't have the power to take your karma. Just like you can say, there aren't whales in the ocean because I've never seen a whale, but it does not change the fact that this is how our reality works. So if you are in the habit of being a shitty person, that's okay. You're not going to go to hell, but you do affect how you experience life here. No, you are creating your reality. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, you are. I'm very smart and I'm far. Okay. I'm not accusing you of being not smart or ignorant. I'm not accusing you of that. You know who you are. You know what you are. Okay. Whatever you say. Good, good. We aren't on the same frequency. I'm much higher than you are. Okay, good for you. Good for you. Like I said, your reality, what you believe creates your reality. So believe whatever works for you. My reality is shifting in a good way. Good. Nicole. Okay. All right. So Lilith, you have clarity about what's happening. The other thing is you can always design your diet around what is easier for the body to cope with, for the body to digest. And all right, my angel. So, and like I said, spend time around bodies of water and perhaps create a mantra for yourself that is, I'm going at my own pace. I don't need to catch up on anything, and I'm not falling behind. Where I am right now is exactly where I should be. you know? I take it that you don't like Westerners. Why? All right. Okay, Lilith. All right. So that's it. It was nice hanging out. I will see those who I am meant to see next time when I come live here at YouTube to do channeled healing activations. All right. Lilith, my darling, take it easy. And I'll see you next time, hopefully. All right. And thanks for hanging out. Are you from Texas? No. I am South African. I am an African woman. You are welcome to subscribe if that's what you want to do. All right? If you feel called to, I would appreciate it. You are welcome to subscribe. Just thank you, Lilith, my darling. Take care, everyone. Stay blessed.